Punches with Scott and Ben.
Packing Punches, episode 21. Scott here, and as ever, joined by Ben. How are you, mate?
I'm very good, mate. How you doing this evening?
I'm good. I'm good. Enjoying some boxing. It's been good. I really enjoyed last night.
Yeah, we had a little week off, haven't we? So we've
It's a bit to cover.
Yeah, it was a little bit to get through. A little bit to get through indeed. But yeah, very enjoyable boxing last night. Lifting the curtain, saying last night, it's Sunday.
It is Sunday, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Professional as always.
Yes, late on Sunday night. Where do you want to start with it, mate? Where do you want to start?
Conway, Udofia. Can we start there?
Go there.
Conway looks so controlled from the first second, wasn't he? He was zoned in on Udofia. He was making it obvious he was going for the big right, and Udofia was that concerned about it. He was that susceptible to the left hook, and that's what caused the stoppage in the end. And Udofia didn't wake up to the third round. It's another slow start by him. He can't do that in these big fights.
No, not as you move up the levels, you certainly can't.
No, not at all. And he says he's about the defense. I get it, but when your eyes closed over like that, then there's something amiss. And great stoppage by Howard Foster. He did the right thing. He gave him time to close the cut over, and Udofia's moaning, but he wouldn't have been able to see a thing.
No. Well, I've seen this morning that he kind of says, looking back on it now, right call. I couldn't see. There's no bone damage, which is good.
Good.
So it just appears to have been a swelling from the cut and the impact. I mean, I've always liked Conway. Sort of burst onto the scene, getting a controversial draw against Ted Cheeseman at York Hall, which I felt he won. I think many people felt he won that night. But when he stepped up, I think he's been out to America. He's fought Sissoko. He's had opportunities to step up, and he's never really shown that he's worth more than people thought he was. People thought he was, English, British at best. But I think he is really, really pushing on now, and he's huge at the weight.
He is massive. I was just about to say that. But having that experience, being on Canelo's undercards and that sort of thing, it could only mean good things for him. And he just looked the more cool and calculated boxer last night. And yeah, I can see him trying again to go as far as he can, and I'd back him. His head movement was great. His distractions as well that Udofia didn't know, because he kept like pushing his right hand up, and that was just causing Udofia to, where are you going with that? Because he had the long levers.
Yeah, that did cause him some confusion. And I mean, we know that he'd have had pretty good sparring Udofia, because he's obviously a campmate with Brad Pauls, who week before last picked up the English middleweight title. So those would have had some pretty good sparring to sort of get ready for it. For Udofia, I think it's not back to the drawing board as such, but we're now back to that sort of English British level for him. There's plenty of fights about at that level. The middleweight division in this country's always been flooded with talent, so there's plenty of opportunities there for him. Perhaps even slightly ahead of there's a good few Irish middleweight fighters coming through at the moment, and there's a couple of big Irish cards coming up that will obviously he'll be out for a little while with recovering from that lump and that cut. But yeah, there's certainly some interesting stuff to come for Udofia. For Conway, European level now, perhaps a little push up. I think Felix Cash is still there though. That's an interesting fight.
It sounds. Yeah, no,
should be easy to make as well. Both on the same promotional outfit. Obviously, there's a plethora of cards over the next 6 months that they could put that on. Plethora. Oh,
lovely.
I've gone early with the word of the day.
So it's a favourite of mine. But yeah, European route definitely. And relatively unscathed, so he can have a week off or so and then get back to the drawing board.
Indeed. Congratulations to Kieran, moving on and up. Harper, Brackhouse.
Yeah.
Dodgy. I didn't watch it live. Unfortunately, I knew the result when I watched it.
Yeah.
So I tried to not let that cloud my judgment. I'm also a massive Terry Harper fan. You said you had Harper, didn't you?
By one.
By one. I had it that tight as well. I was expecting her to be a lot better, but I think that's the first time she's really fought anyone of that class.
Yeah.
The first lady is without doubt world class.
Do you know what though? I seen a little bit of relief at the scorecards as well.
Yes, absolutely.
And then she thought, I know there's no rematch. I can move on. And it doesn't really hurt any of the boxers as much as one of them would like to. And you see Brackhouse smiling at the end. Harper looked a bit, wasn't sure. And that's a sign as well.
Yeah.
When they're not sure. So I'm not going, oh no, that's a draw. That's ridiculous. I know Eddie weren't very happy.
No, I mean, it's not like the Sandy Ryan McCaskill draw that was
not at all. No
robbery,
which he he brought that in, and I thought, hold on a minute, Eddie. As the moment got to you there, it does not affect Terry's career in any way, and she can move on. And it's a great fight, another learning curve for Terry. So all in all, no one's.
And that Jonas fight is still there after that fight. Yeah. It's still there, and even more so than there's other fights that are out there. There's now obviously McCaskill and Ryan. We're hoping and assuming they're going to go again.
Well, they have to.
They have to after that. So there is more fights out there for Terry. I wasn't surprised at how good Brackhouse was because she's just an incredible fighter. I was surprised considering how well Terry has adapted to the weight. Brackhouse looked enormous.
She did, yeah.
Oh, so much bigger than her. And she's the size of her back, the reach of her punches. She's an incredible athlete. She's an absolute credit to women's boxing across the globe. She's the first lady. There's
very likable.
Yeah. And
which helps.
And there's still, I think she's quite happy to be a world level gatekeeper. I think she still enjoys fighting. She still enjoys training and keeping in shape. She is a massive ambassador for women's boxing, and we need to keep people like that in the sport. So I would say anybody from any country that's coming up the 7, 8, 9, 10 fights and needs to get to world level, then give them to Celia Brackhouse and see what they're really made of.
That's a good shout. Good shout.
And yeah, keep her in there. Keep her in there. But yeah, they both move on. A majority draw never really pleases anybody, but as you said, because I knew the result, I'd scored it myself. I got it 96-94 to Harper, but I was looking at Terry's face, and it was neither way. She didn't look gutted.
No, yeah.
She didn't look elated. It was a bit like, I think I probably got away with one there.
Yeah.
I could have performed better, and I've come out without a defeat, so I'll just move on.
Yeah.
And great. Love to see her do it. Love Terry.
And then I'll be honest, I seen the two more fights. I seen Hopi Price's job done with him.
Is he as good as he as good as people think he is? Because I think he wasn't at the start. I think the hype was a bit too much at the start. Now I think he's showing how good he is.
It was a dominating performance. He did what he needed to do, and put him down 3 times. I think it was just solid, and he moves on, and it'll be interesting to see who he gets next.
But that's something that he's been doing in recent fights that he wasn't doing at the very start of his career. He wasn't taking people out. It was Hopi Price is on this card. Let's go the distance.
Yeah.
And now
it's clinical now, isn't it?
Yeah. He's not.
And that's all you can ask for.
I mean, I've got nothing written down. I'm always happy to be proved wrong. I believe he's in the same weight division as Dennis McCann.
Think so.
Yeah.
You put me on the spot there, you little shit.
But I think they've always been spoken about, but obviously because one is Queensbury, one's Matchroom, it's always going to be a bit.
Oh god, yeah,
boxing politics bullshit, but it's yeah. Yeah, I think that's the same weight division. I will double check and if I'm wrong, I will clip this up.
Well, it'll be there or thereabouts.
Yeah. If I'm wrong, I'll clip this up and call myself a twat.
Yeah, why not? Lee Wood, Warrington. That was enjoyable, wasn't it?
It weren't what we expected either, I don't think. I've got to say, massive hats off to Josh Warrington.
Indeed. Indeed.
I didn't think he had that left in him.
So my mate messaged me just as the bell was about to be rung. He went, "Who do you want to win, and who's going to win?" And he said, "Josh." And I just responded to him, "Lee." And he went, "Oh, I'll talk to you at the end then." So it was kind of like the split decision. And then I'm thinking, during that fight, Josh is back. We know how Josh fights. You know he goes in with his head. You know he's doing it. Thought, Lee, what you doing? You're moaning. As soon as you see a boxer moaning about the punches around the back of the head, you're thinking, oh God. But I was very surprised that straight away the point deduction came in. There was no warning before that point deduction come in.
That was in the 7th round, wasn't it? For the hit behind the head. I don't know if it was a multiple infraction accumulation, because there'd been warnings about the head. There'd been warnings about the low blows. And then the hit round the back of the head, and I think the ref just kind of thought, you know what, I need to stamp everything out.
Yeah, like multiple fouls in football, where you get the yellow card. Yeah, that's fair. I was baffled by Lee Wood's stance to go southpaw the first few rounds. This is a world title fight, and you can back your ability all you can, but you're still fighting Josh Warrington, and he just never looked comfortable in the southpaw stance, and then he went back to orthodox, but. The finish,
the knockout came from the southpaw stance, though.
Yeah, but I think he wasn't comfortable at the start, and then he had to go back to orthodox to get his range, get into the fight, because he was all over the shop.
Yeah,
and then just switch it back. You're right, it came from the southpaw knockout. But what for me, Josh was out on his feet.
Yes,
and to go bang, 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 both sides getting clocked. Hitting the button on those 4 punches, Josh is gone. And you can say he should have been given the minute, but we go back to 8 months ago when Ben Davison chucked in the towel for Lee. Time will tell on that one, and it has told. Yeah. And just for everyone's on the canvas, I think Josh, after maybe when the dust settles, will understand and accept it, because it's 1 win in 5 now for Josh.
Yeah.
And he's got to save, someone's got to save him, because his corner probably wasn't going to save him from that. They should have seen him. He was gone.
And the thing is, had the ref given him that minute, I think that finishes in a bit more of a devastating style.
Yeah. You can't recover from those blows. They were clean. They were, and your head's getting wrong from both sides. It was a fantastic finish by Lee, and that's not getting spoken about enough, because Josh should have had the minute. No. Lee Wood, well done, because the only way you were winning that fight was a knockout.
Yeah. Josh boxed the way I've not seen him box for years, and he took it to Lee. Obviously, there was the occasions where he rushed in, the head was down.
It's Josh, though, isn't it?
But it's Josh Warrington. The hooks were good. His variation between hook to the head, hook to the body was throwing Lee off. And I think the southpaw thing may have been because Warrington has struggled in the past against that stance, so that might have been the thinking behind it.
But I was baffled how long it went on for in the first.
Yeah, because he found the body so easily. Yeah. When Lee was in the southpaw stance, he found the body so easily.
Yeah,
and that, I think, once Lee then got onto the back foot and switched to orthodox, as you said, he found his rhythm, he found the range, and then he could start picking. Because the only way he was going to beat Josh like that was to pick him off, boxing until he was tired enough to land those hooks. Lee Wood's short left hook is one of the most dangerous punches in boxing. He generates so much power in such a short space.
Yeah, it's like it's wound up like a jack in a box, and boom.
And I actually think it's a Ben Davison thing. It's something you see from a lot of his fighters.
Yeah,
Josh Taylor had it when he was there, and just especially with that southpaw, and that's then your backhand, and there's no space, and all of a sudden it's boom.
Yeah,
and it comes with so much rotation that it's deadly.
You know, I'm a big Ben fan.
Yeah, Ben Davison, by the way, not me.
Hey, you're all right.
But it's I think Lee said he's going to move up after this. They both look like they struggled a little bit with the weight. I texted you on Friday, and I was like, Warrington looks a bit.
He looked a bit better going to the ring. I think he rehydrated a bit. But yeah, I mean, wow, the lightweight division's another lovely division, isn't it? Stacked full of fighters, and you've got Devon at the top. But there's fights to be had there, 100%. And I don't know where Lee would go in on the rankings. But yeah, he has to be looking at. And there's paydays there. I know he's doing well in the UK with the Nottingham venues and that, but the lightweight division is an exciting division.
Yeah, I have a feeling he might hang around for one more.
With who?
A unification.
Okay.
I think I'm not sure which champion yet, but I think he might just hang around for one more.
I think it's a little too risky, but then Lee's lost. He's lost. Losing is not. It's happened to him. It's happened to him 3 times. So it's not.
And we're not talking. This doesn't have to happen in the next 12 weeks. This guy now deserves a break.
He needs to be going.
Deserves a break.
Maldives, Florida, whatever. Costa del Sol. I don't care. 3 fights in 8 months is at that world level is a slog, and fair play to him.
Yeah, he deserves a break. And once he comes back from it, then he can assess the weight again.
Yeah, but well done, Lee. Enjoy your time.
Yeah, absolutely stunning. A little bit, obviously, we're going to catch up on a few bits that we've missed. Friday night, there was some boxing. I think it's a brilliant hookup between TalkSport's boxing YouTube channel and GBM Sports that put on some fantastic boxing shows up north. I wasn't keen on the production. I thought they could possibly improve that. The sound was quite poor. The general production was quite poor.
I know it's not your bag, but it reminded me of the independent circuit in the wrestling. It was very, very, very mismatched. There was too much. They tried too hard for content. You didn't have to go to ringside and speak to Jim, Michael, and Doug after every round. It just felt, and then it was. I was like, when they spoke to Ebony about Nicola, and Nicola was clearly down on the card, and they're trying to get Ebony to say something. Ebony's clearly not going to say anything bad about Nicola. It just seemed a bit far-fetched in what they were doing. But I mean, a free show on YouTube, we can't really grumble too much.
No,
you're right. The production is not good enough, especially for someone when you got TalkSport as the banner.
Yeah, because I think that's where TalkSport should look at it and say, you know what, that was the first attempt, but let's look at making that better next time. The quality of the fights was quite good. We were both actually ourselves, Sasha and Susie at Women's Boxing News, were all a bit disappointed with Spencer Oliver. A pundit I've got so much
100%.
But I felt he was incredibly biased during the Emma Dolan Nicola Hopewell fight, and just not calling anything that Nicola was landed. And she massively struggled with the reach. Emma Dolan's reach is unbelievable. For a super flyweight woman, that reach is, it's incredible. And Nicola was rushing. She was going hands and feet at the same time. Everything he said about it was right. But he never called one shot that she landed.
No,
and
it was...
If you look at the state of Emma's face after, Nicola was landed. And I was possibly biased. I had it 95-95. But I've known Nicola a long time and always been a fan of her style. So that's possibly why I had it 95-95.
Yeah. Well, I don't agree with you on that point, but I had Dolan winning. But you're right. I mean, Spencer every week, listening to him, love what he says, and he don't mind asking the dodgy questions when they got the guys on TalkSport. So I never doubt his what's the word, credibility, because he will always ask the tough questions. But I'm watching the fight going, you've just missed 2 shots by Nicola. You're banging on about Dolan. And I never do this. And I tweeted him.
Yes, you did. And he come back to you.
He did come back to me, but I was just, I know it's not me, but I was so annoyed with the way he did it. And he's like, I've got a lot of time for Nicola. So? I didn't mean, so just because you like her, you were just Dolan. Did Dolan win the fight? For me, yeah. But you acted like, this is Nicola's, 4th fight?
As a British boxing board.
As a
yes.
On the British board. But come on. Nicola was, I love the interview after. She knew she'd lost. She didn't make any excuses, and she'll come again. But yeah, Spencer, I was a bit baffled, mate.
And considering, obviously, if I watched it back, I would probably score it to Emma. I was probably being a touch biased myself on the night. But one massive shout I think has to go out is to Marfi, Nicola's partner and strength and conditioning coach, because the conditioner, Nicola Hopewell, she took some bombs.
Yeah.
And not at one stage does she ever look in real trouble.
No. I agree with that.
So incredible conditioning.
And with Nicola as well, like personal life, with a job, a company going to administration, losing a job, like it's a tough time. So no, well done, Nicola.
Yeah. And although obviously, we know she's with a good team now under the British Boxing Board and a good professional team. Emma Dolan's with Carl Greaves, who's an absolute legend of British boxing. So there's levels, isn't there? And I'm sure that Nicola is going to get there. I'm sure she is. Little aside from that show, there was another show Saturday night where another one of our former guests had a crack at a title shot, this time a European title. And I can't think of a superlative to say about her without just calling her fucking crazy. Stevie Levy went out to Poland and fought Laura.
Yeah, no, I'm not having a
go. Put my hand on the keyboard and it come up with it didn't quite go her way.
No,
but again, I mean, she's so dogged and she trained so hard. I don't know if psychologically, because she'd struggled with the mum guilt for training away from home, and we know she's got an incredible relationship with her son Morgan, and I'm not sure for her to progress, because her division is incredibly competitive across the world and even just in Britain. It's incredibly competitive. I don't know whether she perhaps needs to train closer to home and take that psychological pressure off of herself.
I can't disagree, but I think she's just a loyal person.
Yeah.
But then, David and all that, they need to be saying, look, now's the time to take your own path. Because she shouldn't be having to take these fights where she goes Spain. Last time, Poland. When she's having this first big fight, she shouldn't be in Europe. It's not the way to go. So hopefully, I mean, a talent, and then if she's training closer to home, it will benefit her personal life and that. But no, fair play to her. She gave it a good go.
Because she's a talent. There's no doubt about it. And she's nails as well. And she's such a personality that I actually think it's a little bit to her downfall, because a mainstream promoter, your Matchroom, your Queensbury, I think would be too worried about what she'd say off the cuff.
Yeah, because she does all she takes boxing social videos and she gets involved in that. There needs to be a bit where she's either all in the boxing or she just likes a little bit of everything. But I don't want to put her down.
No, because and I'm not at all. And not just because I'm probably scared of her, but she's but she's I want to see her doing well and I want to see her progress. But I'm sure her sponsors are doing great things for her so that she can carry on doing her thing and training as regularly as possible. But like you say, she's a big enough personality, I think, that because she's been training up north, she's been fighting up north, I think if she could bring things a little bit closer to home, get herself a little bit of a hardcore following that will follow her everywhere, and then I can see her go places, because this, like I said, this division is so competitive and there's some brilliant names around. But you dare to be great. Who can say it?
Exactly. 100%.
Also, so some random news over the last couple of weeks that we've been off, which I have actually got down somewhere, because I say
preparation, like it.
Well, I'd say preparation very loosely.
Okay.
It's more of a if I retweet that, then it's there, and then I might be able to find it. Michael Conlan has left Top Rank Boxing, and I'm assuming has signed with DAZN, because he's having a big Belfast card against Lee Wood's mate. And this guy, we'll start with Conlan. He lost his last two in a row.
Yeah.
apart from putting Lee Wood down in the first of their fight,
which keeps getting brought up,
but didn't really look like doing anything in the rest of the fight. Ended up getting flattened through the ropes. Lopez made mincemeat out of him in 6 rounds. If we don't beat Jordan Gill, that's game over for Michael Conlan.
It is, but I'm happy he's left top rank because if you're a British fighter, it's not working. You're not. It's not top rank.
Be going to Bob. You shouldn't be going to Bob.
Well, look at Josh Taylor.
It doesn't do anything for you.
You give me success stories from British fighters with top rank. I suppose. Well, Tyson signed. Who is he? Tyson with top rank technically? I don't know because he's with everybody, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's with everybody apart from anyone that will make fights for him.
Yeah, so I can't name success stories with top rank. They just try and pick someone. Yeah, no. Hopefully, it's the what Michael needs, but Jordan's no mug.
He isn't. I think, unfortunately for Jordan, I mean, he was of that group that come through. He lived with Lee Wood when they were coming through together. They were both managed by Dave Coldwell. Jordan, I think, is still trained by Dave Coldwell. And at one point, I think he was like 22-0. And he was really, really going places. And then he took a couple of losses. One of them really quite a savage one that he lost quite early. And then he had a fight earlier this year, didn't he? Where he was getting battered and pulled out this knockout out of nowhere. And it's put him on a great. If anything, fighting Conlan's a great payday for him.
You would hope.
Well,
I hope it is.
Headlining the card in Belfast on a DAZN show, I would imagine he's getting 5 figures minimum.
Sometimes I don't think so. Yeah, so he was Kiko Martinez, wasn't it? Jordan's loss.
Yes.
But then he's been out the ring for a year.
He's actually retired recently, hasn't he? For like actually.
Kiko, has he?
Yeah, properly retired.
Fair play. Yeah, but Jordan's had 2 losses. It's a good matchmaking fight. So you can't say, Conlan's going to come in, new promoter. That Jordan's got the bit between his teeth as well. So yeah, no, I'm happy with this fight.
I like it. I think it's Conlan everything to lose, Jordan Gill everything to gain.
Yeah, summed up well.
Yeah, and I like, and I'm sure, obviously being in Ireland as well, they'll put some good stuff on. Already announced is Cameron Aguiarco, the Black Thunder.
Yeah,
already been announced against Troy Williamson. I like that fight a lot.
Good fight.
Very exciting fight. Tyrone McKenna is back against Crocker, and Sam Maxwell back on that card as well after getting flattened by Dalton Smith. But the I'd not said. Oh no, I had seen that. I've retweeted that. That's why I was talking about for Lee Wood. Joe Cordina.
Ooh, that was little nugget was dropped last night, wasn't it? About it.
Yeah. That would be such a tough one. That would be such a tough one for me. I love them both.
Same.
I love them both so much. Joe is just the nicest fucking bloke.
He doesn't need selling though, so they don't need to do any fake bad blood because everyone will be like, fuck off. So yeah, no. Ooh.
Yeah. So that's just in my little list of retweets.
Has Joe's got nothing planned though, has he? Because when did he fight? It was a while ago now. It seemed like a while ago. It probably wasn't.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. Because he got his world title back, didn't he? Because they took it off him.
Yeah. And then because he didn't have a mark on his face.
Yeah. Yeah, but they had the hand injury, didn't he? But he's again, these featherweights, coming through with knockouts now. I mean, Joe Cordina was always like, it's Joe Cordina, that's going distance. That's going the distance. But the last few fights, he's 1-2 rounds, boom, boom, bang, night. It's great to see. Great to see.
He fought in April.
Yeah,
so
a little while ago,
he's ready again, isn't he?
Oh yeah, definitely ready again.
I like it. So that's that'll be a super feather.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. I like that a lot.
What else have we got?
I'm trying to now flick through and see what I've got. I've got rare Toyotas. But Denzel Bentley is not called out Udofia, but has offered some support after his thing. I'd like to see that one. That's a good fight as well.
Yeah, well, it's a British fight, isn't it? So
yeah.
they both need it.
Any sort of domestic dust up. They've started doing the press conferences for Cameron Taylor 2, should I say? Sorry. Yeah, getting excited for that.
I know you don't like it, but it leads on to something. Obviously, we've got the YouTube guys next week, I think. Fury and Garnu and KSI and blah, 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 blah. So Fury comes through this probably quite quickly, because if you try and watch Garnu spar, it's hilarious. Usyk, Fury, it kind of got dropped. I think it got dropped on a Friday afternoon, and then everyone's forgot about it.
Yeah, this is
because no one believes it's going to happen.
No, this is the random news I was kind of alluding to. Was that we'd sort of sent each other the picture, and we were like, we will not believe that until the first bell goes, and they both leave the corner to head to the center of the ring. That is when I will believe that is happening.
Yeah, no, it was Friday afternoon, and I'm looking at it going, is this fake? Is it? Oh no, it's actually from the official accounts. And then everyone went, okay, went to bed. There was no one cares, because no one thinks it's going to happen.
No, there was when Fury posted it. There was a little comment in his post about can't run no more, rabbit, or something like that, and then that mysteriously disappeared. So it's the post itself stayed, the picture stayed of the two of them and saying, yeah, it's signed, it's done. But the little dig disappeared.
Ben Colombo there.
Well, whether he may have actually been told, you know what, all this stuff you're saying ain't actually doing too well with the public, with the fans. You're losing a bit of support. So if you're going to post things, don't say anything. Just put.
Well, he's lost me, isn't he? I'm not watching any of his documentary. I don't follow him. I don't do that. I can't be bothered. No. I just want to see him box.
We actually turned away from the Fury one and watched the Beckham one.
That's next on the list.
You know what? That's been beautifully done.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, as a
kid,
I
did expect so.
Yeah, I idolized Beckham as a kid. I thought he was incredible. But yeah, what a great documentary. Beautifully made. And the guy that made it, I mean, people our age will probably remember him as the Indian guy in Short Circuit.
Oh, yes, I've seen that. Yes, he's done a few. He's highly regarded.
But he's not actually an Indian guy, which is even funnier. How very 90s.
Yes, of course. Early 2000s as well, and then it all went peaked on.
Yeah, it's not a world like it was, when we had Trading Places. You couldn't do that anymore.
No.
Not without
offending the world.
But anyone who hasn't seen Trading Places, by all means, please watch it. It's one of the most incredible Christmas films ever made.
Didn't think we'd go down that route. Jingle All the Way for me, but you never mind.
Put that cooker down.
What year?
Jingle All the Way?
Yeah.
1996.
I think it's 5, but I might be proven wrong.
You know what? As well as I've got Box Track on my phone, because that's how we prep this show. I also have the IMDb app on my phone.
Yeah.
So let's settle this one right here. We have some more unstructured fun this evening, and we'll use IMDb to go Jingle
Turbo Man. Come on, don't let me down.
It's Turbo time. 1996.
1-0.
Yeah, not like Popmaster where I'm always 1 year out.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll come back next week and I'll try and get it to 1-1 with some trivia.
Yeah, we'll pick some more Christmas films. So I actually looking through it, I can't find anything of any great note for the following weekend. But then the weekend after, there's some big shit. There's some big shit going down. There is massive shit. As much as I'm excited for Aziz against Buatsi, Jack Catterall against Jorge Linares. That's got me excited.
I'm not. if it was to see, I love Linares. I love the Frampton fights. I loved it, but it's just too risky for Jack Catterall in a
Oh, do you think?
sense. I do, because I know Linares is the wrong side of his career and he's coming towards an end, but you don't know with Linares. He's still a fantastic fighter.
Mm.
And I just think it's a little risky when he wants that Taylor fight. But I get it as well because it's going to be a payday.
Yeah.
I think even
a great name.
yeah, I think even people that don't really care for boxing have heard of Linares.
Mm.
So look, Jack deserves everything at the moment because he must be there must be still a hole in his heart from the Taylor fight. And he still has to overcome that demon. And this is probably that. I know he's fought since, but a real test. And I think, as I said, I don't want to sound like I'm being going one way or the other. I know Linares is at the end, but I just still feel like he's a hell of a fighter.
Mm.
You're obviously thinking comfortable Catterall, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a hole in my heart after the Catterall Taylor, a hole in my fucking wallet.
Yes.
More more to the point, but yeah, I mean, Linares. I mean, back from Kroller, Lomachenko. Oh my god, the fights the guy. I described the guy. He moves like a silk flag in the wind, and it's fucking beautiful to watch. But he's, as you said, he's at the wrong end of his career. I think the power has gone. The punch resistance has dwindled, but he will make Jack Catterall think. He'll make him work. But ultimately, I think Jack will stop him.
I agree. But I just feel like I just hope Jack's getting a good screw out of it. He should be.
And then I think it's, as I said, I think it's more of I think it's good matchmaking to give Jack a great name on his record. Before he then steps up. Because in all honesty, what the fuck is Josh Taylor doing? They might sit there and say, you know what? That one night you fucking screwed me out of my life. I should have woke up the undefeated champion of the world, and you fucking robbed me of it. So you know what? Fuck you. I'm not even giving you the chance again. I'm going my way. And the time you're not fighting and you're not doing anything, all these organizations are going to say, Josh will have that belt. Josh will have that belt. Josh will have that belt. Then they become vacant, and Jack Catterall's going to go around with a broom and a little thing. And he's going like, cheers, Josh. See you later. Then he's going to have all these belts. And Josh's going to go, you want to fight? He's going to go, nah, fuck you.
Do you know what as well?
That made me feel better. I won't bet on it.
Do you know what with Josh? His last meaningful win, well, barring Catterall, was Prograis. And what was that, 4 years ago?
And that was tight.
Ooh, I had it, Taylor, right? But
sorry?
I just think
no, not Tyson. My wife's accused me of moaning about Tyson Fury. I'm not moaning about Tyson Fury because they can hear me effing and jeffing through the door. I'm effing and jeffing about Josh Taylor. She's not loving the Tartan Tornado as much as she loves the Gypsy King.
No. So what? Prograis 4 years ago. Then he fought Ramirez, defended his title. He's lost everything. Not lost everything. He's lost his popularity.
Yeah.
He's fighting once a year.
Yeah.
He's coming off the back of a loss against Lopez, which Lopez schooled him. What are you doing?
Yeah. And none of I don't think the British promoters want anything to do with him.
No, because he went off, didn't he?
Yeah.
He went off to, was it top? He's top rank.
Top rank. He went to top rank.
Of course it fucking was. Top rank. You lose your credibility. You got rid of fucking Ben Davison. Josh, I used to love watching. Oh, yeah.
And he's currently in the Rotunda, isn't he? I think.
I don't know because I don't know where. I seen he tweeted last night telling Lee Wood to move his stance, which I agreed with, but that's about it. No one cares for him, and it's a shame because he was the behind second 4-bout world champion, wasn't it?
Yeah.
After Buchanan, so to have that legacy and he's just losing it. It's a shame.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people thought he lost it with his behaviour after the Catchall fight because he's so
Delusion.
So clearly lost that fight, and his delusion afterwards, I think, great word there, did lose him a lot of fans. But it's more now. I don't think he's where he's lost his popularity. He's not taking it well, and he's coming off like a prick.
Yeah,
which I can't be a pussy. I'm gonna have to clip this up and put this online. I think Josh Taylor's coming off a prick. I've met the guy once. He was lovely, but I'm going back 5 years, 6 years, maybe. It was ringside at the Dave Allen Lucas Brown fight. So going back a long time, and he was lovely.
He was.
Since then, he's changed, and
he had everyone eating out his hand. TalkSport wanted him. He was on every TV show, boxing related, because of his behaviour. No one goes near him, and he's needing someone to get him back in. And the only way he can do that is to fight, and a meaningful fight, and not once a year. It's Lopez was what was it, early? I can't remember when it was. It was ages ago.
Yeah, I think was it early this year, wasn't it, February?
Yeah. So you thought, no, just fight, Josh. Come on.
Yeah, but it's more now, I think, and as well as losing his popularity, none of the channels want to talk to him. IFL don't want to talk to him. Boxing Social don't want to talk to him. TalkSport don't want to talk to him. As well as losing all that, I think he's caught between weight divisions.
Well, he needs to go up. I don't know why he needs to. Why would he be caught in that sense?
He's too big for super light.
Yeah,
he's not big enough for welter.
No, but then you need to give it a go.
Yeah, he does need to,
because he has got cash in a bank of. He was a four bout champion. So yeah. Come on.
But I think where he's caught between those weight divisions, and something that didn't get a lot of press, and I saw after Conor Benn had that good win in America, is trying to keep his name in that pot. I think he's trying to keep his name linked with Conor Benn because he knows that's a money fight. And Conor's always said, "I'll have you and I'll beat you."
Yeah.
But for me, it seems a little bit scraping the barrel for Josh that he wants to keep himself in that circle.
No, not for me.
No, not for me either. But it's a shame. Like I said, I had a lot of time for the guy. I always loved watching him. I'd love to see him come back and do something, but I think his attitude's got to change.
Yeah.
But right, so, cheer me up. I've been a bit negative. I've effed and jeffed. I've been interrupted.
Yep.
I've effed and jeffed so much I've been interrupted. So Aziz against Boatsi. We'll probably, if we get ourselves some time, build this up a bit more next week. Obviously, we're just incredibly busy, important, popular people. So, finding time to do this is,
of course, yes.
Very tough. But I'm getting a bit pissed off how nice they are about each other.
Why? They're friends.
I know they are, but I think I want a bit of needle.
It's sold.
Oh, of course, it's sold. And I'll do what, by the way, Boxer, I want to see a bit more undercard action, please.
No, you got no chance there. No, he's got to pay someone then. No, I get where you're coming from, but it's not going to happen. Boatsi's he's tried it. He's tried to be the needle guy. It doesn't work for him because he's too nice. Aziz doesn't need it. No. He's been around the block, so I get where you're coming from, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, and I think we might see perhaps a little bit of spike in fight week. Yeah, towards the end, standard. We might see a little, but I'm still, having listened to both of them interview various places, I'm fully behind Dan Aziz. I just don't see how Boatsi can deal with him.
I agree. Can't offer anything else on that point because I fully agree with you. And I know people don't want us to agree, but it is what it is.
Yeah, no, it's obviously more fun when we disagree, but it's we've both always stated that we're big Dan Aziz fans. We love that he's done the school of hard knocks. He's come up the hard way. He's said in his interviews, "Oh, I was in the gym and fucking idolized Boatsi because I see what he was doing." And yeah, their paths have gone like that. And now they're meeting. It's obviously that looked pretty lateral. If we go sort of like a 3D, their paths. Boatsi's gone up like this, isn't he? And he's hit those heights of popularity. The Matchroom put so much behind him, and the Olympics. And
you sure about that?
How do you mean?
Matchroom putting a lot behind him because everyone else thinks that happened, but I don't think Joshua believes it himself.
No, I don't think Joshua believes it himself, but I'm not sure why.
Well, it's delusion. That's why.
Yeah.
And then he turns down a world title fight. But it's what it is.
Yeah, I've seen him 2 or 3 times on Matchroom shows, and when you go to a Matchroom show that he's on, they want you to know he's on that card.
Yeah, he was on a pedestal. He was on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And I think, as much as I want Aziz to win, I think that adds fuel to the fire the way Joshua's acted. So
yeah. And as we said before, where I've seen Boatsi live, particularly if you're as close to the ring as you can get, you hear that pop when he lands. That's gone. Don't know where it's gone, but it ain't there no more. I don't know if Virgil Hunter's trained it out of him, and he's training him for tipper tapper. 1, 2, 3, open the gap, then throw a big one, but he's not getting the big one off.
No. You don't tell a lion in the jungle to go and eat plants.
Oh, that's what I'm calling this episode. You don't tell a lion in the jungle to go and eat plants.
True.
The lion turns around and eats the vegan.
That's true. Well, have we got anything else? Or we?
You know what? We probably have, but it's Sunday night. Curtain lifted. I've had a hell of a weekend. I've been at Portsmouth and back with the ice hockey, and I don't think I've got anything else. No. I think I'm done. I think you need to.
I've lost the towel.
Arms. You need to throw the towel. It's in. Towel's in.